Afternoon, NCRGEA members and guests. Welcome to today's webinar, AMBA Passport Savings, presented by jon.green. I am your hostess, Daryl Davis Fulmer, and today we will also be joined by our Executive Director, Tim O'Connell, who will share a few updates from the association. Our presenter, Jon Green, is Vice President of Distribution Marketing at AMBA, NCRGEA's benefit partner. Jon is the son and grandson of Texas Highway Department retirees and grew up in a household of public servants. For the past 35 years, he has spent the majority of his career helping state and local government employees and retirees understand what their retirement benefits look like before and after they leave the workplace. Today, he will tell you about the My AMBA discounts program powered by Passport that gives you access to thousands of money-saving opportunities near your house, across the state, the U.S., and around the world. Before we begin this webinar, I want to go over a few items with you. Each of you has been muted to help ensure the presenters can be heard. The webinar will be recorded. Many of you have asked about that and posted on our YouTube channel. We'll also send you an email with a link to the recording, the PowerPoint, and any other documents we have for your reference at a later time. For those of you who have submitted questions, we sent those to Jon earlier, and many of them will be answered during this presentation. If you think of a question during the presentation, please be sure to use the Q&A button at the bottom of the Zoom page. Jon will try to respond to you during the webinar, but if not, we will read the questions at the end so that he can respond. So without further ado, I'd like to turn the mic over to NCRGEA's Executive Director, Tim O'Connell.
All right. Thank you so much, Daryl. It's
Welcome.
great to be here. I'm excited about this topic because who doesn't want to know how to save money? I sure do. So I'm looking forward to Jon's presentation. I want to give you a few updates right now because it's a really important time down at the legislature. At the moment, what is going on is the budgets between the House and the Senate each has approved their own budget, but they haven't mutually approved any changes or adjustments to the biennium budget. So what that really means is there is no new budget adjustments. The budget that was put forth in the biennium has no additional funds in it at this time for retirees. So the reason I'm speaking with some urgency is there's some opportunities to reach out, and there's not a better time right now to reach out. So at the House, there's a 2% one-time supplement in their budget. So at this point, the best thing you can do is to encourage your representative to stay strong and keep fighting for additional dollars for the state retirees. For the Senate, there is no additional money in the budget for retirees, and they definitely need to hear from you that you need and have earned the bonus supplements. And there is a $987 million, sorry, I'm mixing $987 million surplus right now. And I want to make sure that some of those dollars are being squared off for retirees. So let's go ahead and we've got a link that is being dropped in the chat there. You can look up and see who your representatives are. You just put your address in it, and it'll let you know who your representatives are. But go ahead, pick up the phone. If you got some nice handwriting, write them a nice note. You can send them an email, but they need to hear from you because this is a crucial time, and there's dollars that could be allocated for retirees. On the local government side, there was a bill put forward. It was 934. This is discussed in Living Power as well for additional dollars for local government retirees. That has been held up in the Appropriations Committee, and so it is not moving forward at this time. So I regret to tell you that, but it was good to see local government being discussed and being brought up in the legislature. And we're going to make another push for this as we go in with the trustees. But we're also working with some of the organizations that are crucial to the outcomes and looking forward to really seeing some things happen for elders in the next year or so, because there's some changes that I believe are going to be happening. Couple more things. On September 10th, we are going to be in Charlotte with our conference. We would love to have you come out. Really important reason is both candidates for treasurer will be there speaking. Two bright candidates from each party. And it's a great way to learn more about, I'm going to say, the most important office to retirees, because they oversee your benefits. So come on out and hear where they are on the platforms, what they're speaking about. And when you go to the ballot to cast your ballot, you're going to do it with confidence and feel like you really know the candidates more. So that's September 10th in Charlotte. So please, please come on out. Registration is open out. It is limited space. So you need to sign up. But I want as many of you there, because I also want our treasurer candidates to see what a powerful group we are at NCRGEA. So please come on out for that. Finally, I want to give an update on the Lake case. So the Lake case, we've been supporting the case we're into our 13th year. It looks like it is coming to closure in March of 2025. The decision in the courts have been that there were damages done to retirees when the plan was changed all those years ago. So at this point, really what they're coming down to in March is they'll be deciding what is the level of those damages. So if you are a Lake case plaintiff, I want you to know about that. If you're not, I want you to know why that case is so important. In Charlotte, for example, there was a situation where some retiree benefits, health benefits, were going to be pulled away. And because of that case setting precedent, that did not occur. So it's a fundamental case on basically you cannot take away deferred benefits. And it was good to see the courts uphold that. So just want to make sure you're updated on that case. And after 13, heading into 14 years, we are very happy to see it coming close to closure. So I believe that is it. If you have questions for me, my email is, and I'll get it dropped in the chat, is tim@ncrgea.com. And I'd love to hear your questions and be glad to answer anything offline, or if we don't have time, I'll send you an email back. Okay. So thanks. And John, looking forward to your presentation again.
Right. Thank you so much, Tim, for that very important update. And members, please take advantage of what Tim has said and contact him if you would like, but also contact your legislators. So now I'd like to welcome John, who you all have been waiting for. John, take it away.
Thank you, Daryl. Appreciate it. Thank you, Tim, always for the great work that you and your staff do to take care of your members and retirees in the great state of North Carolina. So again, my name is Jon Green. I work with AMBA. I'll share just a little bit about us in just a moment, our relationship with NCRGEA. What we're talking about today is the fun stuff that comes with your membership. While Tim and his staff and the members of the association are fighting for those important things to you, like pension, cost of living adjustments, healthcare, things like that, at AMBA, we provide the fun stuff. And one of these fun things is the passport program. So we're going to talk about that as we walk through here today. I'm going to take a quick survey in just a moment, but I want you to grab your smartphone real quickly, because at the end of the conversation, I'm going to show you how you can get more information about what we're talking about today. But before I jump into passport, just want to remind you there are some advantages of having NCRGEA and AMBA together. We partner with NCRGEA to fill those gaps that are not covered by your state or local benefits or county whenever you retire. They're portable if you leave the state. We've got people joining us on this call from not only outside of North Carolina, but outside the United States. So thank you for being with us. All these benefits are portable for you as well. And then many members ask us, hey, I need to get benefits for my children who have aged out of my benefits, turned 26, or my mother needs something. You can extend your benefits if your family member becomes a member of NCRGEA. So this can help you out quite a bit as well. We're talking about the fun stuff today, the things that make your pension check stretch further, travel savings, not only in the United States, but around the world, ways to have a lot of fun, whether you like to shop and stay at home, dine out, travel, whatever. We're going to talk about that fun stuff today. But to help me understand who is on this call, Tracy is going to launch a quick survey, a quick poll. that kind of tells us what you're planning to do this fall. Um, so I want you to go ahead and you can click multiple choice if you want to. Just tell us what you're going to do. Are you going to shop for family and friends because the holidays are right around the corner? Are you going to work on some home improvement projects? Maybe do a little travel within the state. Maybe go see a sporting event. Tim, I think y'all have some college basketball and football in the state of North Carolina you're pretty proud of. So, the colleges are pretty close together. I know there's a lot of rivalry across that. You're going to see one of those. You're going to travel outside the country. Just take that survey, and then Tracy will give us a few seconds and let us see who's on there because I want to help you understand the AMBA discounts program. I'm going to show you some of the latest discounts, help you dream a little bit, and then I'm going to show you at the end how you can recommend additional merchants and vendors in your area. So Tracy, you can call the poll whenever you think enough folks have signed on or
Yeah, we've got some great participation. We're almost at 90%. So I'm going to give it just a few more. Yeah, I'm going to give it just a few more seconds here.
Super. And then what I'll do at the end of our conversation, I'll kind of show you on the Passport website where you can find certain things. So a lot of you have been great about giving Daryl and the NCRGEA staff questions beforehand. And so I've got some answers for you as we roll through here, but keep those questions coming into Q&A. And if it's something that I see that we can address throughout, we'll talk about it. If it's something that we can save till the end and share it to the whole group, we'll do that as well. So, all right, Tracy, what do we have here?
All right.
All right, so we've got some shoppers and we've got some home improvement projects, okay? And then some travelers as well. I love it. So this helps me immensely. It'll help me kind of navigate through some of our conversation today. So Tracy, thank you so much for sharing that out there. Thank you all for participating. Let's jump right in and talk about the Passport program. You're going to see it referred to a couple of different ways as AMBA discounts or Passport. That's one and the same. AMBA discounts fueled by Passport. Passport is an organization that had their birth on the West Coast from the Apple Corporation. There were many members in Apple and Microsoft that said, we want discounts for our employees. And so they formed a company outside of and have created this discount program that is money-saving opportunities all around the world. It is exclusively for association members. You have to be a member of NCRGEA to participate in this. It is a free program. You can find it on the open market out there. It's about $81 a year. But again, because you're an NCRGEA member, you get this for free. It is all across the board. We're going to make it very easy for you to sign up. So you don't have to write down any passwords, any activation codes. Tomorrow, you're going to get an email from NCRGEA that will have a link inside of it. You simply click on that link. It identifies you as an NCRGEA member. It will take you to a page just like this, where you can register, put your email in there, hit next. It's going to ask you a little bit of details about you because what it's going to want to know is, what do you like to do? Just like that survey that Tracy launched, it's going to want to know, do you like to travel? Do you have pets? Do you want to do some shopping? And so you can opt into emails that say, hey, here are the latest discounts. Give you an example. I always select travel on mine because I love to travel. I get an email once a month that says, here are the latest travel discounts. So this will help you customize your options. It doesn't prevent you from getting all the discounts. It just kind of shows you which ones fit your taste better than others. But again, you're going to get this. All you have to do is click through and register. Very simple. Within that process, you're going to see that there are two ways to access your discounts. You can go through the mobile app or you can go through the desktop or laptop link. The mobile app is on your phone, whether you're a Google Android device user or whether you use an iPhone. You can download the app. The tutorial that's going to come to you tomorrow will show you how to do that. What I like about it on my phone is it is geolocated, which means that whenever you go somewhere, Tim just flew back from Cleveland this morning up supporting your association and your members. When he flew to Cleveland, he could have landed and said, I'm hungry, and would show within a 5-mile radius all the restaurants within Cleveland of where he was that offers this discount. Or if you're traveling along a route and you're going from North Carolina down to Orlando to a theme park or something like that, you can see where the hotels are. All those different things, you've got it through your mobile app. Or most people like to do it through the laptop computer or their desktop computer at home. So easy to do. Just know that you're going to get that from the NCRGEA staff in an email tomorrow with that link. make it super simple for you to sign on. For those of you who decide to use the Passport mobile app, let me be very clear about this, because when you are a member of Passport or you sign up for Passport, you're not going to get a discount card that you show somewhere. Most of the time, you'll do your shopping or you'll do your reservations online. There may be a few times that you need to show a card to receive your discount. One of these examples, and I know it's a Colorado example, but you may have it in your area. You'll notice on there it will say 25% off all parking options, and you'll see use card down there at the bottom. When you hit use card, your card will pop up and will show. And so all you have to do with the instructions is you show this to the parking attendant, or you show this to the waiter or waitress at the restaurant that you're receiving your discount from. So there are probably, I would say, 10 to 15% of the discounts that are available are directly using this card on your phone. Everything else you can do through the computer. It's very simple. Just for those of you who use your card, just wanted to point that out. If there's a use card option, you press your button on use card, and then your card will pop up and show you the directions there. Okay, so let's talk about different components of the Passport program. First and foremost, shopping and services are probably the biggest opportunity outside of travel. And these are online merchants as well as in-store savings, depending upon where you are. The more rural that you live, the chances are these stores may not be brick and mortar in your area, but you've got online shopping abilities all over the country. They're national merchants. They're electronics, appliances, everything from cars to apartments. I mean, shoes, clothes, things like that, as well as theme parks, movie tickets, and more. So I'm going to walk you through how to find those things. I want to show you some highlights as we go through here. Some of the most popular discounts in homeware and clothing are related to shopping, and it's back to school season. My wife started school with kids today. My daughter did as well. So like I said, I know that you spend a lot of money outfitting kids and grandkids for school. Kohl's is 15% off. Adidas is 20% off. Skechers Direct, they have not only online opportunities, but they have in-store for the Skechers Direct stores. You can go in and print out a coupon, show it on your phone, get 30% off. Members save a ton of money on shoes that they like there as well. We had people ask about home improvement. There's a company out there called Alico. And I'll show you where you can find the different home improvement things in just a moment. The Alico offers everything from hot tubs to greenhouses to indoor things like that. Then you'll find Kohler, some of your bathroom products, things of that nature. There's a lot of different places that you can find home improvement. A lot of these you may order them online, or you may find a lawn care irrigation specialist there close to you as well. So depending on where you live, you may find different elements that can help you out there. So that's homeware and clothing. Then one of the biggest ones that's been around for a little over a year are the appliances. And this is a huge opportunity to save money, especially with the holidays coming up. You've been telling your family, I need to get a new stove or refrigerator, something like that. The Whirlpool Inside Pass, you can save anywhere from 30 to 47% on appliances. They run specials throughout the year. Sometimes they'll have an additional discount on countertop appliances like the mixers and things like that. Other times it'll just be on refrigerators, things of that nature. Well, here's what I did a couple of years ago. Our washing machine went out. I went down to the local Home Depot, found a Whirlpool brand that I liked. Very simple. Took down the model number, came back to this site, and you have to register within the Inside Pass, but there's no cost to it. Plugged in the same model number. I got it for $250 cheaper with free delivery, haul off of the old one, and setup. So you talk about saving many years of your NCRGEA membership. You can do that here. So you've got Whirlpool. There's also out there Maytag, Electrolux. There are several different appliance providers. This is a tremendous way to save money on things that you use every day. We're getting close to kids going back to college. If you want to be that favorite grandmother and send some goodies and things like that, you can save it 25% off at 100 Flowers. If you want to sit at home and enjoy your wine, you can save discounts on wine. There are stores in a lot of the tourist areas like the Tea and Spice and Tea Exchange that offer discounts. And then we've had folks ask about grocery stores. Passport is trying to expand their grocery offerings because we know that inflation is eating up savings through groceries. One of the current ones that I've seen out there is an online grocery store for those of you who like organic foods, gluten-free foods, things like that, or non-GMO groceries. That's Thrive Markets. You can save discounts plus free shipping. Sometimes they have introductory offers as well. So if you're needing to send flowers, send a little extra love somewhere, or some goodies, things like that, you can also find these out here on Passport. Technology is big as well. And I say that because you said you're sending the kids off to school, you've got Christmas shopping coming up, things like that. You can get savings on everything from Apple products. You get employee pricing on Apple products. It's everything from the phones to the iPads to the earbuds, things like that. And then all the manufacturers have TVs, PCs, cameras, tablets, the whole nine yards, anywhere from 25, I've seen up to 75% off. They will run specials throughout the year. So if you see something that you like, don't wait to jump on it because those specials may be out there only for a few days. So you need to pay attention to those discounts out there, but it's a great way to save money on football season, getting you a new big screen TV for the man cave. So there's lots of cool stuff that you can do out there and save money as well. Again, we talked about stretching our dollars. Sam's Club and Costco offer promotions very frequently out here on Passport. Check the latest deals out there because sometimes it will be 65% off a new membership. Sometimes it will be a certain percentage off new membership plus a gift card. Now, these are usually only for new memberships, not for renewing your existing membership. But if you don't have a membership, it's a great way to save money. We gifted one to my son and daughter-in-law when they got married a couple of years ago, helped them save money as well. So check these out. And I really want to stress on the Passport website, discounts change frequently. So if you see something you like, grab it because it may not be around there in another month or so. They change and rotate quite a bit. Now, when it comes to travel, and I'll show you some examples in just a moment, this is a phenomenal way for you to save money. And a significant amount of you put in there that you're traveling out of state, across the country. We have individuals who join us from Canada as well. You can save money on hotels, rent cars, airplane, airport parking, so many different ways out here. Always through the Wyndham Group, their entire chain, you can save anywhere from 15 to 20% or more. Then my favorite site, and I'm going to show you this a couple of times, is what's called the Passport Hotel Planner. I'm going to show you this site out here in just a moment as well, where you can find that. I use this all the time. I plug in where I want to go in my dates, and I can filter by star rating. I can filter by brand name. I'm a big Marriott guy, so if I want to put Marriott's in there, sometimes I find it cheaper here than I can find it on the Marriott site. Sometimes if I'm going to a city, but I don't really care about when I'm going, I'll plug in a date and it says, hey, there's an event in this town. You may not get the best rates possible. And so you can change your date. So it's really a fun way and an easy way to save money on a lot of different things from travel. And then you'll find special resorts out there. If you like to go to Vegas, there's tons of resorts through the MGM program. Lots of ways to save out there completely, especially with rent cars. What I like to do is I like to go out to the Hertz site itself. I'll reserve a car. And then I will check on Passport all the way up until about 2 days before my trip. Oftentimes I'll find it $100 to $200 cheaper. So always check out there when you're making your reservation. Sometimes they'll give you a fourth day free with 3, things like that. We had a lot of questions about theme park tickets. You can find your theme park tickets on the Passport site with the merchant Tickets at Work. They offer discounts not only on your Disney World and Hollywood Studios and things like that, and on the Universal. You're going to find it at locals parks within the North Carolina, the Six Flags parks and things like that. You'll also find concerts, Broadway shows, or Broadway style shows in your area at Tickets at Work. This is a great way that you're going to find savings out there as well. Very simple. A lot of times you're going to find bigger savings on multi-day passes than you would on single day passes, but you're going to find lots of different options out there. You can click around and see what's best for you. Sometimes they'll have different front of the line passes, things like that that you can get as well. One thing I want to point out, and you cannot watch TV without seeing the family get on those big wolves and fly, right around off to a vacation. Great Wolf Lodge offers some phenomenal discounts for NCRGEA members. I took a look at the one up in Charlotte Concord area, plugged in a family suite that would sleep 2 adults and 2 kids, And with water park passes and all, it's $199 a night compared to $429 through Passport. You can save over 50%. They've got the bigger, fancier rooms if you really want to do it right and be the coolest grandparents out there. But all of these things you're going to find on Passport, and Great Wolf Lodge does a tremendous job in keeping those discounts fresh for you as well. Now, for those of you that say, I'm not traveling, I want to hang a little closer to home, I went in and plugged around and clicked around and found a few discounts in North Carolina in general. Movie tickets, I know there's a lot of new movies out there that people are going to see. All the major chains are out there. You can buy tickets at 25 to 40% off with no restrictions, meaning you basically get a Tuesday matinee price ticket that you can use on Friday first run movies. Real simple and easy to buy. You still get to pick your seats and all that kind of stuff. There are some restaurants in the Charlotte area that you just show your card and you get 10% off all the subs there at Jersey Mike, things like that. Needing oil changes, Valvoline's a new one. I think it's $9 to $11 off, depending on the type of oil change you get. The Sea Life area, aquarium up there, 35% off. And then as we talked about, fall football's kicking off. You can find football tickets to the major colleges, some to the smaller colleges as well. Basketball tickets in the winter. So it's a great way, even if you're staying close to home, to save money. So encourage you to do that. Take advantage of it, even if you're not traveling anywhere outside the state. Now, we had a question about nursing home discounts. One of the newest discounts is from the Brookedale Senior Living Communities. There's 54 of them in North Carolina, 860 of them all across the country. They are offering to NCRGEA members, as well as Passport, people through Passport, 7.5% on independent living, assisted living, and memory care communities. 10% discount for in-home care. And then say you have a fall or you have a surgery where you need some care for a while, depending upon where the community is, they have different discounts for short stays as well. And those discounts can really add up because I looked and did a little research. The cost of care in North Carolina is actually pretty decent compared to the rest of the country. But there's not many of us who have sitting around $5,000 to $9,000 if we needed our care. So knowing that you've got at least a discount out there that you could save $500+ a month, that's a pretty cool deal. If you need it for whatever reason, you need it for your family member, something like that as well. And then again, you could talk to an AMBA representative. We can talk to you about other type of care programs as well that can take care of the expenses for these things as well. So lots of discounts out there. All right. Now I want to show you, if you've got questions, keep those coming in the Q&A. I know that Tracy and Daryl are feverishly answering those, but we've got some that'll apply here and we'll answer them in just a moment. This is what happens when you sign on. When you sign on, you can go in and plug in the city that you want to go to or the city where you live, and then you can hit enter. You're going to pop up and you're going to see at the top of your header, home, all offers, dining, shopping, travel, or more. You see these little drop-down menus here. If you just clicked all offers within and you can search the radius, you would be able to see every discount that's available to you within a certain mile radius. And for Austin, Texas, there's over 640 offers within 25 miles. It shows you everything. If you wanted to go a little deeper and say, I just want restaurants, or it should be before we jump into restaurants, you'll scroll down a little and you're going to see these hot deals. I mentioned hot deals because these hot deals are very limited time offers. So be able to say here, you can save 65% on the ThinkPads from Lenovo, and it'll show you how many days are left. You simply click on that link, it takes you out there to the plan, and you can shop around and things like that as well. So it's very simple and easy to use. If say you decide that you want to go to a fitness class, you can click on the website and it will show you what your offers are and walk you through that as well. So it's real simple to use. Again, with dining, you'd click the drop-down menu. You can select the type of food you want to eat. You can select if it's a delivery only, if you're going to do ordering for gifts, things like that. You've got different things. And then you can filter it by price levels, closest to you, all that kind of stuff like that. Now, a couple of things I want to point out on the dining piece, because we do get questions about dining. You're going to see here, sometimes it will have 20% off, a 20% off or a BOGO off or something like that. That's where you'd use your smartphone and you would hit use card and you would pop up and show your server that card to apply the discount. Others like Stinson's Bistro here says, save up to 50% on gift certificates. When you click this link, it's going to take you to an opportunity to buy a gift certificate for a greatly reduced price. You can then, sometimes it will have restrictions. It will say 50% off the total check, excluding alcoholic beverages, or only for dinner, or must purchase $75 worth of food, something like that. You may see those restrictions on there. And if you want that gift card, then you click purchase and it can download to your phone to show there, or it can download to your computer that you can print off and take in there. So dining's a little different. You got to pay attention to whether it's a BOGO or percent off, or if it's a gift certificate. Those two things are a little bit different in how they work there. When it comes to travel, I told you when you click on travel, you're going to see all of the different options like hotels, airfare, rent cars, family travel, tickets, things like that. Again, this was my favorite one, the Passport Travel Services. That's where you click on that. You can walk you through putting in the city and where you want to go, when you want to go. That's the easiest way. I don't know if I've got a slide for it. Let me check real quick. No, I'm going to go back. We had questions about shopping. We had questions about home improvement, lawn care. If you go in under shopping and click down the button there, you're going to find home and garden out there. You can click home and garden, and depending on where you live, it's going to show you everything there. I did find some landscaping services, irrigation services out there for that. You can also type in up at the top the same thing. You can type in lawn care, or you can type in, we had somebody ask about pet insurance. You can type in pet insurance and you will find that there's spot pet insurance and nationwide pet insurance. And you'll find those and how you can get to click to save the money on that. And it'll show what the offer is as well. So those are the ways that you can search either under the topic, or you can search in the toolbar what you're looking for. And it will give you those options based on your city. You can always change the city. Under more, you're going to find tickets out there. That's probably the easiest way to get to tickets and attractions as well. Now, we've had some questions about how do I get merchants and vendors in my area? And we've done this in other states, and I highly encourage you to try this. When you go out under the account setting and you do the drop-down menu, you're going to find suggest out there. When you hit that suggest, it's going to tell you or ask you to fill out this little form. Now, I can tell you from personal experience and from experience of others, you want to use vendors and merchants of people who have control over offering the discount. So I'm not talking national chains, because a lot of times those national vendors don't have the ability to offer discounts. When you make the suggestion in there, please be as specific as possible, giving all the information, the reason for contact and things like that. Passport, they will reach out to that individual and say, hey, you've been suggested by an NCRGEA member to participate in Passport. Let me tell you about it. Here's what could happen. So that's a great way to do this. We've seen some small towns, their business development teams have gotten together and submitted several names of merchants out there. So it's a great way to stretch your pension dollars even more. So, all right, I know we've talked about a lot of things in a short period of time. I do want to answer questions for you, but before we do that, as I mentioned, you're going to receive an email tomorrow from NCRGEA that's going to have your registration links in the process. That's super easy. All you got to do is click it and go. If you want to find out detailed information about some of the things we've talked about today, benefits, how that works for you and your family, take your smartphone, open up your camera, and hover over this QR code. That little form will pop up. And if you want to say, hey, I want somebody to explain this program to me a little bit more, explain what all my benefits are with NCRGEA, simply put benefit review on there. Fill it out. We will get someone near you in your state, if you're not in North Carolina, to give you a call and help walk you through that. So let's take a few more questions here. I see a bunch that have come through here. Let's see here. Can I gift discount tickets to Disney World, even if I'm not going with my child and her children? Absolutely, you can. As an NCRGA member, you can purchase them, and they can be sent to your email address to print off, send it to your daughter's email address, things like that as well. Super, super easy. All right. Somebody asked about the App Store. The App Store, you're going to get a detailed process to walk through tomorrow. It is Passport Corporate. You're going to look for the little orange skyline. It's on the Google Store or the Apple Store as well. You can find that out there. So the app, no, I'm not on the app. I was showing you the website. The app definitely looks different as well. All right, I had a question about, can I share my passport discounts with my family members? In your immediate household, absolutely. If you're wanting this to expand out and for other, non-immediate members of your family, we want them to become a member of NCRGEA. This is something that supports NCRGEA's efforts to support your pensions, your benefits, and things like that. So we would like them to become members of NCRGEA so that they can have their own access to Passport as well. You do not need to pay for Passport membership, Michaela. You asked this. This is free as part of your NCRGEA membership. So the reason I say that is because some folks may have jumped on the website or not on the website, but on the app. And if you don't fill in the right information, it can take you down a pay path and charge you $8 or $9 a month. We don't want you to do that. That is exactly why we want you to wait for this email from Daryl and her crew tomorrow that has the tutorial to walk you through it, gives you what to put in each box on that app so that you don't go down that pay route. So please, please, please do not pay for this. It is free as part of your membership with NCRGEA. If they are an associate member, they can access this as well. An associate member also, and this came from Pam, an associate member also has access to the benefits as well. And you can use that QR code as well for son-in-laws, things like that as nature as well. All right, we've got some questions on recording. So Daryl, if you want to unmute and answer about when they can expect their email and the recording and stuff like that.
Yes, they can expect the email tomorrow with the links to all the things that you mentioned, John, along with a survey link and the PowerPoint and the recording link.
Okay, super. All right, thank you for those questions in there. Again, if you've got questions about your benefits as a whole, use that QR code on there. We'll be more than happy to answer those for you. If you're joining us on your tablet or your laptop and you can't use the QR code reader or your camera to get that open, you can always email me. My email address is up there, but be looking out for that email tomorrow from NCRGEA. It's going to have 3 main things in there, or 4 actually. It's going to have a very important survey. And Daryl, you want that survey back on Monday, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so you're going to get a survey. You're going to get a link. The link is going to automatically take you to the website to register for Passport. Nothing you have to do to put an activation code or anything, that's there. You're also going to get a tutorial that's going to walk you through, if you're going to download it on your phone, what to do step by step. And then 4th, you're going to get a link of this recording. So I hope everyone enjoyed that. You've got some tremendous benefits here. Have fun with it. Share with us what you've saved money. I love to hear stories about what you've saved. Let Tim and Daryl and the crew know what you've saved. We want to expand this and get more members to save more money and make your pension check stretch further. So Tim, Daryl, Tracy, thank you so much for letting me share today and appreciate the opportunity and the time.
Right. Thank you so much, John. This is really exciting. I'm going to share something right now since we have a moment. I needed another personal little laptop, and I went on, used the Passport, and I went to Lenovo. I bought a $1,000 ThinkPad for $269 using the AMBA discount program. So I personally can recommend this to all of you. So please take advantage. There's so many discounts in there that we're missing out if we don't take advantage of that. Tim or Tracy, do you all have any other comments to make around this? We're ended a little bit early today.
No, I'm just going to say I'm a fan. I was traveling. I was in Denver visiting family, and too many people in the house. I was like, we'll get a hotel on a whim. And I heard what the rates were. Like, holy cow! I think I'm going to sleep at the bus station instead. And then I went onto the app and I saved $120 a night at a hotel. So and I checked all the other, interesting enough, I checked all the other usual sites that you would go to looking for a bargain on a hotel or something like that. So I'm I'm a fan of it. And, I stay there 2 nights, so it saved me $240 over 2 nights.
There you go. That's more money you feed the kids because they eat a
Yeah,
whole
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Had a couple of questions that came in, then I'll sign off
Yeah.
here and let you take it back over. Had a question from Angelo about Home Depot and Lowe's. Right now, Home Depot and Lowe's are not members of the Passport program. Again, as I mentioned, I'll shop there, but I will go back and if I need an appliance, I'll go check on the Maytag site or the Whirlpool site or something like that. So there's a way you can save money that way. Um, Somebody asked about spam. When you register for the program, you can select interests that you have, but you can also select to suppress emails. So again, I get two mail emails a month from Passport. One is specific to travel, and the other is just here are all the new discounts that are out there. So it's not like you're going to get an email all the time. So that's a really good opportunity there. Again, you can suppress that. You select it however you want to. The last question came in about pet insurance. Yes, there are two providers for pet insurance right now. One is Spot Insurance. The other is Nationwide. You're familiar with Nationwide insurance companies. Nationwide pet insurance is out there as well. When you go to the top screen, let me show you here real quickly. If you go to the top screen up here and type in pet insurance, it's going to offer up two different options. You can click on it. You'll click through. I think I looked yesterday, Spot Insurance was maybe 35% off, and I don't remember what Nationwide is. I apologize. But those were the last two. But I've seen other offerings out there. If you've got fur babies that you love, there are special foods, there are training camps, there's all kind of stuff out there for your fur babies. So thanks for those questions. Tim, Daryl, Tracy, thank you so much for allowing me to share. I'll turn it back over to you. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. We have one more question from Pam. She was questioning as to whether her son-in-law can join. Tim, I'll let you answer that one.
Yes, I think I just actually got done typing to Pam. So
Okay.
Pam, for NCRG membership, the associate category includes spouse partners. If your dependent is on the age of 26, there are certain benefits that they could come on as part of family membership, but they have to be to get the associate membership affiliated with you as a spouse or partner.
Okay, thank you. That seems to be all the questions that we have at this time. Thank you, Tim. If you have others or a comment that you think of later, just reach out to me at daryl@ncrgea.com and I'll get it to John for a response, or you can reach out to John and he has left his email. I think we're going to post it in the chat as well. And it's at the end of the PowerPoint presentation, which we'll be sending you tomorrow with all the other information. And John, I want to thank you so much for presenting today. This information is very helpful. This will help us all to save money and to take advantage of our awesome membership with NCRGEA. There's no better deal in town, actually, except to be a member of NCRGEA if you're a state or local government retiree and a spouse. Because we help with all kinds of things. And Tim is probably the hardest working man in the state of North Carolina to ensure that benefits are maintained and kept for state and local government retirees. So I just have a couple of reminders. Don't forget, once you receive the email tomorrow to complete the survey, we'll be sending you, and it's quick and easy to complete. And we need your responses again by Monday, August 19th. Those responses help us to ensure that these webinars are what you want and are beneficial. And before we leave, I want you to know that we are hosting the next Lunch and Learn webinar on September the 18th from 12:30 to 1:30. It will be presented by Jeannie Skepsey. She is from SHIP and she is a field operations manager. For those of you who don't know, SHIP stands for Seniors Health Insurance Information Program. And you will hear pertinent information needed as we prepare for open enrollment and what to expect for 2025. You won't want to miss that. As always, thank you again for joining us. And the association always stands ready to assist you in your retirement. See you next month and have a great afternoon. Thank you so much.